The scene is set for Perth by night. Rafat Duta, Primogen of Clan Tremere, is he's two clan members through the Chantry. They're after coming down through the what he affectionately refers to as the corridor of death, and two of them will have well. Maybe they're used to something a little bit more subtle, but seeing as the previous Premier Chantry in this city got burnt down by anarchs, Rafat thinks it's suitable. So, first off, we don't tell anybody where the Chantry is. Obviously, it's standard. I don't believe anyone has figured out where it is. Even if they do, they've got to get through all of that. But let's not make it any easier for anybody. But generally, he starts walk through one of the corridors. You'll see there are lots of bookcases throughout the area with a variety of subjects. But we always have at least one of us in the Chantry, just for security purposes. We don't have anybody sneaking in. So we're gonna have to take shifts. It's not that much of a problem. You know, you're gonna have. I personally, now that the place is done, I use it for going over the grimoires, basically studying rituals or little side projects. I believe, Felicity, I was told you have you've been studying Path of the Green.
Yeah, and please, could you? Ah, fuck it, never mind. She just
What?
no, nothing. As she walks over to the books and starts studying the titles.
Now, if we go over here, that'll just kind of press a little section of the wall. Actually, we'll just swipe a card over it, and doors and the wall slides away. We've got a green room down in this area.
Running
Not
right past you.
oh, well. There's another. There just seems to be a blank wall, but then when he's like, "Watch where I'm putting it," and he just kind of goes, "I'll got your sorted out. I've got him in the office," and opens up the room too. There's another huge corridor. You didn't even know that there was like a in the first place where you swept it, and he'll bring you in short order down to the green room. Isn't huge, but you know there's still a few plants here that you know for common thaumaturgical rituals needed. Um, but you'll see there's been a section which has been set aside, and there doesn't seem to be anything planted there. I put aside the rest of it's just general materials, you know, we're going to use standard stuff. But that area over there, plant whatever you need. Um, you know, it's your specialty. No problem with it there. Like I said, just don't be bringing down visitors. If you have any ghouls or any other servants, and you, well, basically, if you bring someone into the chantry, they're not getting out again. So this includes our own ghouls. Just to be aware of that. Uh, Aside from that, let's see. He'll bring you guys through. This is containment area. He'll say, Archer, you don't have a coterie yet, do you?
Not yet.
Come back to one of the other areas, and he'll take some keys out of his pocket, toss them to you. That's your room there, so for the moment, while you need it. Felicity, if you need to stay in the chantry, he'll just kind of take a set of key off. So like you'll probably be, I'm imagining, staying in the domain of your coterie. But if you need to stay overnight in the chantry, you know, keeping an eye on something in the lab, whatever experiments, he'll just kind of toss her a key too.
If I
That's
need to stay in the chantry, I definitely have done something wrong. She just glances back at the green room and she taps with one hand on her knee and she's like, okay, so tour over now? Okay, get started.
Let's see. Most of the stuff is, yeah, like I said, you got that stuff. Oh, obviously, let's see. You've got your coterie. Just don't bring a name of the clan to disrepute. I've got a bit of stuff. The other guys had to, the former prince and musketeers had to leave in a hurry, so I've got to clean up some of their affairs, make sure we can't be saying bad stuff on that account. So that's going to be occupying my affairs some time. This place, to put it bluntly, I had to build it all, which took a considerable amount of time. You will find, and he'll kind of gesture towards a gentleman off to the side. I'm just looking for that actual character's name because I don't RP scenes. Sorry, just looking for it in the blue booking. Where is NPC stats? Okay, I can't find the exact name of the NPC, but he'll point out his own ghoul, who basically is the handyman who lives in the Chantry because he can't leave now. Rafat will come here to go, like, originally I was planning on killing him, but you know, it seemed kind of harsh. So, well, it's pretty much
Question.
stuck down here, but yep.
Can I use him as a test bunny?
No.
Oh.
What are you testing anyway? Or keep it quiet, either way. As long as it doesn't cause problems in the rest of the Chantry or break any of the rules. You can just give me broad strokes later on, as per standard. But just don't bring the name of the clan to disrepute. I hope you do well in your coterie. Archer, I'm hoping you'll be able to find one in time. I help maintain and keep an eye on the rather large domain you, of course, are both entitled to use. Just don't cause any problems. But, well, to put it bluntly, I'm not exactly getting wired any cash from Vienna for all this, so right now I'm paying for everything. If you are in a position where you're able to forward on some funding, that will be appreciated by the clan. If not, if you're whatever projects you've got going, keep it tied up. I understand. Just like I said, make us look good. As long as you're doing that, whether it be by working as a hound or whatever, or even if it's not necessarily doing good in the city, but you're doing stuff that's making Vienna look on us with a big smiling face, I'm happy with that too. However, whatever way you go about it. So, any questions before you go running off to the green room?
No, I just have to discuss with my coterie about the funding. I'm sure we can set aside some money, but we basically do everything with the three of us, so.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's just it's not that exactly we're running out of money, but I've got other stuff I've got to deal with it personally as well. You know.
By the way, question. When it comes to, do we have like a cellar or something can store like blood? Because I think I'm gonna need quite a bit for some of my experiments.
There is storage facilities in the rooms, including a small fridge. You could put some stuff in there temporarily, but you know yourself, it will go off in not too long, or well, not go off, but just kind of loses the potency after a while.
Yeah, I know. So, and is there, by the way, in the city a place where I can actually uh, buy blood or something like that? Because, like I said, sometimes I might have to use like big quantities.
If you need to acquire blood, I don't believe there's anyone really. Harris Prince has been known to. I
Uh,
don't think he's told. I have quantity of blood I take from my own herd. If you require any, you can buy it from me. I'll give you good rates.
okay, cool.
Being a
You
member of the
could
clan.
actually see by when you mentioned the prince that she just, yeah, there was a twitch in her face, definitely.
Everything okay?
Um, can you keep this just, between the three of us? And, well,
Clan business is clan business.
I don't trust him. I don't think he really likes Tremere that much. Quite positive he's out to get us.
I've known Leon a long time. He's not exactly a member of the pyramid, but he is a student of the occult, and he knows we can give insights that he can't. That's it. He's a very unique Malkavian.
So he's
And
jealous.
no, I'm he focuses in other areas. And, well, myself and him entered the city in the same war coterie. We fought through the siege.
Oh crap! Oh, just
He's.
forget I said anything. Great
Look,
prince, really
look.
great prince.
No, no, no. I'm just saying that must be your first session, but that's fine. You don't necessarily. Hey, you don't have to like a prince. Just, I wouldn't go saying that everywhere if you don't necessarily feel all that comfortable. I understand. I'm sure that'll fade after time. But how to put it? If Prince Harris, if he sounds like he's picking up on something odd, just go with it. Most of the time, he picks up on stuff. The rest of the he is very skilled in aspects. He also picks up things that go beyond that. He's very skilled, and he has earned my well. Let's put it bluntly, he wouldn't be in the have been picked for the position of prince now if he hadn't earned the respect of a large chunk of the city's kindred. But
Well, look, I can understand about the picking up. I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. It's not always fun, but sure. It's just not that. But never mind. Like I said, forget I mentioned it. I won't mention it again.
well, no, if you have a suspicion, I wouldn't necessarily go broadcasting it. But if you're gonna keep an open mind about it, if don't ignore your instincts, you might be seeing something that the rest of us don't. I don't think it's there, but well, we're the Tremere. We're not going to stick our heads in the sand over potential issues in the future. You find anything more concrete, let me know. I won't begrudge conversations about it if you want to do it in private, whatever. And I won't be mentioning it to him. Anything else?
Nope.
Oh, Archer, actually, regarding your own particular skill set. Um, Prior to this point, we have everything is wired and cut off into different systems. Each of the camera has a different screen and small computer monitoring it. Raspberry Pi, that kind of stuff. Nothing too big, nothing too complicated. Well, bigger than Raspberry Pi, but we don't have any Wi-Fi or anything like that until we had somebody of your skill set in here. I didn't want the security risk, but I can show you. Well, actually, I don't need to show you. You can draw up a proposal for me if you think you could put in something that would be secure. Two of us can look over it, and if it's suitable, I left space for that kind of thing to be installed later on.
It's a good thing that you didn't put any of our defenses or internal systems on an external line.
Well, that said, actually, do you have a job yet in the city? Anything on the, in case people start asking questions on the kind side?
I believe that reputation as a freelancer can suffice for now. When I see fit, I can throw a few things out to the kind. They usually bite. I'm pretty good at exposing weaknesses in systems and then riding in on a white horse with just the right fix.
I do have a little bit of sway. I'm one of the assistant managers for the night security. I might be able to put out there for the university to hire someone externally to test the security. And some of our security for domain is piggybacking off that, making use of what was already installed as well as being enhanced. So there might be a way for you to get paid for it, test the defenses that are already there, and get them improved potentially on the university's paycheck.
This seems doable. The only things I'm going to require for the Chantry itself is that my computer systems be moved in, my hardware be linked into the Chantry itself. I have a laptop for external purposes.
Yep. It's fine. We can go over security arrangements on that side.
It's all right with you. I'd like to have all the specs on your current systems that you have running.
Well, when it comes to computers, I'll show you this as a security room. Then I'll go over, show you how to get into the security room, and show you, yeah, it pretty much does seem like to a degree some of it is just very simply, here is a security camera, there's a computer, and that's just that computer. It's not hooked up to another computer which is monitoring a different security camera. So you'd have to hack each one of them independently. It's a different one, which is taking up a bit of space here. It's not the most efficient for space, but you see each one of them is running, has different security programs, different kinds of firewalls. So it's not necessary that these couldn't be hacked. They just be annoying because you're going into it rather than hacking one thing. You're going in and you're hacking lots of different ones, one at a time. And by the time you can start to get access to them, when you start looking at this, you know, by the time, it's pretty much you're at the camera by the time you can try and hack it. These are all wired. There's no wireless section to it, so you'd have to pretty much the earliest you could get at this stuff, unless you use some kind of like path technomancy, for example. You're literally going to be pretty much up by the camera as the earliest stage when you should be able to hack this normally, unless you've got a man on the inside.
Jack will take a look at some of the systems, and
this is nothing on the scale of what you can do. It looks like, I'll just point to you, is like, Rafat is competent at it, but he's still nowhere near your grade. You are on a completely different level. This is the kind of stuff that you wouldn't have a problem with, even without technomancy, because you are far more focused.
Jack will simply, he's going to spend a blood point and roll willpower as he touches one of the computers. Just to see its full potential, he's going to use level 1 of Technomancy for Analyze. I do believe the difficulty is 3 plus the level?
Yeah.
That's difficulty 4. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of ones. 3 successes. He understands the basics of this computer system just by sheer touch. He understands that it has its strengths and weaknesses, but doesn't see exactly how far it can go. But he'll start working out in his head what can be done to improve this little getup.
Yep.
He'll just kind of look at the computers, look back at Rafat, point.
Well, I haven't had somebody with your skills. That's why we don't have internet, as I said. There's areas in the university I can get you a password, even for the moment, if you just want to use those things rather than using mobile networks, that kind of thing.
I'll have a look around the domain, see if I can't detect how many cell towers are available, how many wireless signals that are out there. But might want to get internet in for the system. He looks over at Felicity. You know, some of us might die and wither without our streams of gossip and social media.
I'm just going to arc an eyebrow because I've got the impression that Felicity does not look like the kind of person who you would normally say that about.
No, she's just gonna stare at you and she's like, yeah, it would be horrible if you would get bored, like, in here, huh?
Plenty of books, plenty to study, plenty of room and labs for experimentation. The Chantry is built for growth in the future. It'll take probably a few decades, maybe a few years, but it can house much higher than the numbers we currently have.
Jack will kind of just think to himself. He almost comes to the point where he's going to say it out loud, but definitely on his thought pattern for those of us that can read. As he just kind of looks Felicity up and down, and then just kind of walks past her towards the room with the corresponding key.
You both have very different skill sets. This means that you can both go off and excel, gain reputation for yourselves without having to compete as much as would necessarily normally be the case. And anybody who gets sent who has similar skill sets, well, you've got the advantage. I'm expecting you to be showing them up.
Yes, I suppose so. I don't know much about your skill set, Felicity, to be in all honesty. I had a ficus once in college. It died.
I had a cell phone once. It got crushed under my heel.
That's just wasteful.
Hmm. You'd say the same about your plants.
If you're going to end up with some kind of sibling rivalry, being competitive, I hope it'll get more productive than this. Fat says before he just walks off.
Jack just kind of shrugs a bit, lights a cigarette, and then walks into the room. He doesn't slam the door. He just kind of closes it behind him. You can hear the lock on the other side click.
Stupid techno. Whatever. Wouldn't need computers. You can get everything you want from nature. Fixit says as she just goes towards the green room, gets out of one of the pockets in her pants. She just looks up, a few seeds. She smiles. Yeah, first quality pod. It's gonna be fun. And she starts planting them. And I think at that point we can actually end the scene unless someone still wants to do or say something.